Hello, everyone. And yes, I know this is not glued down. I know that. I'm just putting it on so I have something on my head and I didn't look totally raggedy. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I told people on my other channel I was going to rebrand, and I totally am. I'm going to be making shorter videos because people don't like long form content as much anymore. At least, you know, I'm just going to be doing long form or shorter videos. They're going to be more informative, like what to do, my personal experiences, what not to do, things of that nature. So, like in this video, I could go ahead. I know I'm going to be found no matter where I go, no matter the channel name. This person will not be named, because I don't give attention to stalkers. I will be found regardless. I think it's going to take them a while to find me. Because they've started up their tactic that they use when they can't find my social media channels, and I'm not going to go into that. One thing I would advise for people who are dealing with stalkers is, and by the way, I'm still going to do my podcast. Those are going to be shorter as well. But, anyway, continuing on, those episodes are going to be shorter as well. Sorry, I can't think. The dog is barking. Do not expose your stalker on social media. Meaning, it does not help to tell everyone their name. Other people don't care. What you're going to invite is people who are here for the drama. And I'm saying this as someone who's done this. Where we're only here at your channel for the drama. Also, I'm going to say what I believe happened with my other channel and why I just got rid of it and cut my losses. Is your stalker will just make multitudes of channels and subscribe to you to make you, and you will think like, oh my goodness, I'm getting all these subscribers. Now, it could not just be the stalker, it could be the people who are just monitoring, the monitoring spirits who just want to monitor you and are here to spread gossip here to and fro and play both ends against the middle. It could be just them as well. And I was watching a channel that actually enlightened me to that what happens is, the thing is, okay, people will say maybe you're just boring and people don't like your videos. That would make sense if, like, on none of your videos you got any, like, hardly any attention. Like, none of them. It didn't matter the topic, it didn't matter what you were doing. For the entire span of your YouTube career, let's say, you just never got any views. That's a sign you need to change your content. Maybe you're just boring. You need to change the length of them. Maybe you need to go longer. Maybe you need to do shorter. That's that. When you start seeing an uptick in subscribers, when you're going through something, or it's a certain type of video, or certain types of things, and then the rest of the videos, dead. And it doesn't always have to be boring. Like, sometimes, and this is just true for people who've been stalked, people only subscribed. Either it's the stalker who's made their multitude of channels, or it's the monitoring spirits who are just there to cause drama. They're here for the drama, they're here to cause the drama. And that's the sign too, you're just boring. Not if you were having the problems that I and other people have had who are targets of stalking, which is people trying to get it. You do a live stream and here's drama. People you had no interest in your channel before, people you don't even know, you know, comment section nonsense and drama, and you know, that's the sign that the monitoring spirits and the drama starters and the pot stirrers, they subscribe to you. Because my like, best believe, your stalker has subscribed to you, and whoever they've recruited have subscribed to you. Now, I'm gonna be careful. Like, there is no such thing as gang stalking in the schizophrenic term where you think somebody is flying a drone over your house, or like that car drove down the street and I've never seen it before, or there's fighter jets flying over my house, or I believe Joe Biden's talking to me in the shower and my stalker has recruited, like ridiculous things. That does not happen. But yes, there are stalkers who use third parties. That's why in the court of law, if you've committed a crime against someone, even harassment, even stalking, it says, the judge will say, you cannot contact even through third parties. Even through third parties. So the flying monkeys, those are the third parties who have, and that's why I'm warning everyone. Number one, this really should be number one, the first thing I ever said. Do not recruit help. Do not attempt to recruit help. I know this is easier said than done because you're seeing your stalker with the smear campaign and they're recruiting everyone. You're not, and this is not like the entirety, every stalker is not mentally ill. The vast majority of them are. That's scientifically true. That's statistically true. Most stalkers have personality disorders. Most women who stalk have borderline personality disorder. That's just a true statement, okay? If you're mad at that, get mad at the scientists and the statistics. And really, you should get mad at the people who are stalking and not taking their medication. And aren't going to a therapist's office and saying that they need help. Let me move my leg. What really is going on is you're not mentally ill. Even if you are mentally ill, even if you have, let's say, borderline personality disorder, you're not high on the spectrum where you do crazy stuff. So you're not going to be believed because people would rather believe the lie than the truth because the lie is more interesting. That's human nature. Or I would say that's irrational, that's carnal nature. That's fleshly nature. That we want to hear the tea and the gossip whether or not it's true or not. That's fleshly carnalness. Especially, and I'm going to say this, amongst women, where I'm going to say this, and a good psychologist will tell you this too, a good therapist will tell you this too, if they're worth their grain of salt. Beware of the people who come to you with a sob story. You should exit stage left. Now, I'm not saying like this has been your friend for the longest, this is your friend, you have that connection. This is someone you don't even know, and you're forced to listen to them about this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third. You don't have to listen to that. You are not a therapist. Even if you are not their therapist. And trauma dumping is a thing. Trauma dumping is when someone has been through something traumatic, whatever that is to them, and they believe that you are a therapist. That let me monopolize your life. You must drop everything and listen to me, or you have no empathy. Though, and this is a thing too, people who are ill are the first people to call somebody else a narcissist. They're many people in the cluster Bs, they love the DSM-5. They love diagnosing people, especially with narcissism. If you see the narcissism addicts, I'll say this. Those are people who are either healing from trauma, and so they see a borderline or a narcissist everywhere, or this is a person who's ill. They love diagnosing everyone with things that they actually have. So that's projection. So they like diagnosing everyone with things that they actually have, with traits that actually are attributed to them. And because you, basically, if you don't do what I want, you're a narcissist. If you don't bow down to me, you're a narcissist. If you put up a boundary, like, I'm giving you, like, not that you're saying this, but like, I'll give it 30 minutes, and then I have other things I need to do today, or I give you 6 months to mope and whine about whatever it is in your life, that would be more for a friend, and then you need to start paying someone, you're a narcissist. Because you will not treat me as if you are my mom. And, like, you're obligated to some extent. Like, because a mom, when you get a certain age, your mom doesn't have to sit and listen to you whine either. But, like, that's narcissism to people who have not learned or been taught to cope, to self-regulate and to cope. Is everyone's a narcissist because they won't do what I want. Everyone's a narcissist because they won't bow down to me and do what I want. Everyone's a narcissist. You know, the narcissism addicts, I advise you stay away from them. Those are usually sick people. People who launch borderline accusations willy-nilly, they probably have that themselves. And people who say a lot of the narcissism addicts, they probably have borderline themselves as well. So, because that's their favorite word, and because therapists have sat online and told people with borderline personality disorder how to literally diagnose people with narcissism, and it said anybody that they basically have trouble with in the world is a narcissist. If somebody if somebody tries to give you agency in your life, like you would an adult, that's a narcissist. Which actually a narcissist robs you of an agency. That's what an actual narcissist does, is they rob you of agency and they control everything in your life. And they tell you what to do, how to do it, how it should be done, this way, and then they punish you for not doing it their way. That's what a narcissist does. A narcissist doesn't give you your agency as an adult. A narcissist doesn't say, if you don't like stuff here, you can leave. A narcissist is going to do everything in their power to make you stay and to down you and degrade you until you feel like no one loves you and no one will ever want to be around you except for them. The famous lines of, well, nobody else is going to love you like I love you. That's domestic abuse. So an abuser, that's another thing. If you hear the abuse things clanging around, that's a sick person. Either that's a person who's sick, or that is someone who's been through immense trauma. Sorry, I saw a spot on my ceiling, thought it was a spider, but it's not. That is a person who's been through, either is a sick person, or they've been through immense trauma, and therefore, and they've convinced